Well, all right, people. So we're here, day 50. We've reached a milestone in the lockdown. We're halfway to 100, and who knows, it might last until 100, depending on where you live. But kind of just sick and tired of this and just talking about it, thinking about coronavirus. So gonna try to talk about things that aren't coronavirus really. I know that's hard to do because you watch the news, you go on Twitter, you go on any website, it's all coronavirus, and it's been that way for about the past 60 days. So, just going to try to talk about things that aren't related to coronavirus. Going to try to get that shit out of my mind because you can only think about the same thing and talk about the same thing over and over again. Um, so, as the weather gets nicer, you see more and more people go outside, right? And there's definitely more people walking and shit like that outside now because everybody has nothing to do. So the only thing you could really do is go for a walk. However, you're driving down the main roads, whatever you're going to get groceries or whatever the fuck you're doing, and the amount of people that are riding their bikes in the street is really making me mad because that's not the place to ride your bike. You're slowing down traffic. You're making it more dangerous. I mean, I can't believe people actually ride their bikes in the street. What if you get hit by a car? The chances of you getting injured are probably a lot greater on the street than they are on the sidewalk. So I don't get why people are allowed to ride their bikes in the sidewalk on the street. They're going about half the speed, if not less than that, of a car. It just really makes me mad and like I said, right now it's just more and more prevalent. There's so many more people that are doing that now with the lockdown in place. Like every day I'm running, I see all these people. I got to get over, shift lanes because there's bikers in the street. So that's just making me mad. Um, Still doing my everyday coffee run. Again, you got to get out of the house. I mean, you just can't sit in your house all day and not do dick. You gotta, get out and start doing shit. Because if it's, I don't think it's healthy to stay in the house all day. Of course, this is essentially what the lockdown has done. It has really probably fucked up a lot of people's mental health. But I mean, you still got to get even though you're not doing anything productive in life right now. Probably, you got to try to get out of the house a little bit, especially if you got a family. I mean, families are great and all, and it's nice to get some social interaction with them, but eventually you get a little bit tired of them and you just want to have some alone time or be by yourself or interact with different people. I mean, you can only, put up with somebody so long, especially if you have a shaky relationship with them. So, I mean, you got to get out of the house, whether that's just going for a walk or whatever the fuck. I mean, this isn't how people are meant to live like this. This is crazy. I mean, you can't watch TV all day. You can't just sit on your couch all day. You got to at least get out for a little bit. Um, but I can really see how this whole lockdown thing has really messed up people's routines. I mean, before this lockdown, I had a routine. I would get up usually pretty early because that's what work dictated that I would get up around 5 or 6 o'clock. Go to work 8-10 hours, come home around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Then I have 5-6 hours to do whatever the fuck I want. And it's nice having that time to relax because you put in a hard day's work. You're actually doing something productive with your life. Now you got 18 hours a day or 16 hours a day to relax, but you haven't done anything productive in life. It's it's weird. Don't have a routine anymore. Then on the weekends, I usually have Saturday and Sunday off to do whatever too. I had a routine. I was happy. Now this whole lockdown thing has fucked up my sleep schedule. Now people, if I don't have a reason to get up at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and that reason is predominantly work, it's not happening. It's just not. I've tried to set alarms. I've tried to get up early. It just doesn't happen. If I have no reason to get up early. I'm sleeping the fuck in. And I've always had a difficult time falling asleep early. I know a lot of people go to bed at 8 or 9 or 10. I can't do that. Even when I'm getting up about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, I've always had a hard time falling asleep around that time for whatever reason. Um, Even if I'm short on sleep, it's weird. I can't fall asleep um, that early. Um, and, and and I've always been one to, you know, sleep in late. I've always been one to go to bed very late, unless I have work, and I don't have work, so my whole sleep schedule is even more fucked up. So I just need to get back to work so I get my life routine back in order. So it's day 50, halfway through 100, still no end in sight. A lot of governors are saying, "Oh, we got to do it really slow, guys. We got to reopen really slow to stop the spread, just in case there's a second wave." Fuck that. Let's get going. Let's get our lives back in order. Now they're coming out with new models that show more people are going to die. What? How many times have these models been revised? About 18 times? I mean, it's ridiculous. These models keep getting revised. Oh, more people are going to die. Oh my God. We got to shut everything down again. We got to take this reopening very slow, guys. Even though we've been shut down for what, 50 days, we're still seeing a lot of cases. So that begs the question, you know, are these lockdowns even working? It's a legitimate question. And Trump goes out there every day and says, oh, 2 million people would have died if these lockdowns weren't in place. And I get why he's saying that. He's trying to get political points. He's trying to make himself look good because that's what a lot of Democrats were saying. That's what some of these models were saying. But there's really no evidence to back that up, that these lockdowns save millions of lives or hundreds of thousands of lives. That's what Trump says about every day. That's probably not true. And there's no evidence. No, there's no hard evidence to back that up. It's all conjecture. I mean, maybe, there's always a possibility. There's always that possibility. Could we hear that a lot now? Oh, there could be more deaths if we reopen early. 2 million people could die, or may die, or may get sick. Like, no, let's talk facts. Let's not talk could. Of course, anything could happen. The whole fucking country could die. It could happen. There's a chance. Doesn't mean it's going to. So stop using these fucking words. Could, should, may happen. Let's just base it on facts. All right. Um, and then I was just watching an interview with Trump and this guy from ABC News, and they're like, "Oh, if you reopen early, that could that lead to possibly more deaths?" And Trump's like, "Well, yeah. I mean, there could be. Oh my God, Trump admitted that there could be more deaths if we reopen early." But again, that's just looking at one angle. That's just looking at coronavirus deaths. There's deaths from other things too in the world. There's more ways that you could die besides coronavirus. And a lot of those things are secondary effects of the lockdown, like suicide, drug ODs, alcoholism, mental health issues, um, elective surgeries that were not performed because of the coronavirus. So you got to look at everything. So day 50, when will this end? Who knows? I want it to end as soon as possible. And I want people to get back to work, especially if you are healthy and have a very low chance of dying from the coronavirus. So there you go, people.